I am Julie Spencer Washington. I'm a proud wife and mother of three. I'm an author now with my mom in a new book, and I have the privilege of serving at Trinity Health, which is a healthcare system across the US, in service to those who are patients and residents. And I lead marketing, communications, customer experience, as well as philanthropy. So my hands are full, as well as my heart, just to have the opportunity to serve a lot of people, both in my family and in my community. We are a very intentional family. So things don't just happen by chance. You have to show up and be ready for when life opens a door.
One of the biggest lessons I've learned from my mom is definitely if I'm gonna do something, do it the best of my abilities. And so being in education, of course, that's trying as hard as I can in my classes, getting good grades, learning as much as I can while I have the privilege to do so. So that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned throughout, kindergarten all the way up through college. But I think the second thing would be to use your resources and, if you have resources, lend them out to other people and help others if you can.
She always had a commitment to excellence, and so I could always see her working or improving on what she had to do, especially with her pursuing a degree after already having an MBA and already going through undergrad. It shows that she always had a commitment to education and always inspired me to really do my best and put all my effort into each assignment I'm doing in high school.
I attended Emory University and I was pre-med, so I just knew I'd be a doctor. And well, I majored in chemistry, but I ended up going into marketing and communications. And so now I have the opportunity to blend the chemistry side with the marketing side here at Trinity, and I could not have imagined that. I don't even think I had healthcare in my line of sight. The majority of my career has been in consumer products as well as in retail. So the journey has been one filled with people who saw me for who I am, but also my potential. Strong woman probably has two definitions for me. In the very beginning, it was mentally and physically being your best, doing your best, probably taking on everything and anything, because it was about holding it all up, showing up for everyone, being a perfectionist, even saying, I'm going to be excellent at everything. I took every class and everything went for something that was purposeful, right? However, strong woman today means Julie. To be strong means you have to learn how to love you. Life is filled with ups and downs, and academia is no different. In academics, specifically in Union Institute on this master's program, I've had great professors, I've had great classmates, but even in the midst of greatness, challenge shows up. And so one example in particular stands out. You don't know until you speak up and ask what's available to you. So I read the syllabus, I understood what was expected of me as a student, but I also knew what was expected of me as a professional. And the problem was I was running out of time to get the research done to ultimately create a thesis and then do a 25-page paper. So the challenge was, now what do I do? I could stay up late, but this was not a pull or all-nighter situation. I'm not going to get it done. And so what I did was I reached out to Union and I said, what is the process for an incomplete? So one, I have to be willing, even as one who tries to do her best in all things, to take an incomplete in life. So I took an incomplete in that term. And then it gave me about 6 extra weeks to then ensure I got the work done. But guess what? The professor leaned in and helped me all the more on the project, and it's work that I can now use inside of Trinity Health. But if I had suffered and allowed the challenge to overcome me, I missed the opportunity to do great work and then to have it live on in my professional work. I was beyond thrilled when Dr. Webb sent me a message and said, Julie, I have something for you to consider. And I'm thinking, okay, well, Dr. Webb, how can I help? And she said, we'd love for you to share your thoughts with the class of 2023. As a former board trustee, as a graduate in this class, what would you share to encourage their heart, to inspire them about the future? And so I was humbled. It wasn't even on the thought or the radar. But yes, it was on a bucket list. You dream big dreams, but I had not imagined this would come today in 2023. So I'm elated, I'm humbled, I'm grateful that Dr. Webb said yes to a colleague, a trustee, a student to share just a few thoughts with this graduating class.
I jumped in with both feet to my master's program here at Union. Yes, I was excited. I entered the online classroom with excitement, but if I was honest, with trepidation. Because now I had to figure out how was I going to balance life's priorities with also going back into the classroom and being a student. I leaned heavily on the first affirmation poem my mom gave to me when I was in middle school. It was actually the thing that was my source of encouragement and inspiration through the 2 years of study. And so I share it with you today in hopes that it will help you as you pursue your life purpose. The poem is entitled, "Don't Quit." When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, when you want to smile, but you just have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit.
There's one aspect that I'd encourage each of us, young or old, boy or girl, that we have the opportunity to live fully today. There's no time like the present. Jump in. It won't be perfect, but it's a start. Every tree started with a seed. And I just believe that every person has something within that the world is waiting on. And you have to give birth to the things that you've been gifted with. Actually, there's a responsibility, an accountability that you have. And I want everyone to know that there are cheerleaders on the sideline encouraging you to run to the victory tape. But you have to first put on your shoes and get ready because life is waiting on you. So get running. We're here for you.